guys handle it from here. And did they give you another mic or otherwise, so you three can share this if that's okay? What do you want to say?
Well, before we do that, I just wanted to thank you so much for having us here and for supporting us in the making of our film. We really, really appreciate what an amazing support you've been for us.
And they deserve it because they're the ones who have helped in many ways. Thank you.
Yeah, let's see who's got some questions here in the audience for these beautiful people up here. Step up close, don't be shy, come on up.
You were friendly with everyone else you met on.
Really? Come on down, sit on our laps. We got something over here, let me walk over with the mic so we can hear everybody. Good afternoon.
First of all, Sam, I am so proud of you. Yes, I was in there. You could have made me look a little thinner. So where do we go from here? What's next?
More festivals. I mean, I want to get this out there for obviously as many people to see as possible. Obviously, this was a great start. Couldn't be happier to have it premiering in the city that it was made in. So I think it's off to a great start. And
will it play again this week, or?
This was the only showing this week. At some point, it will be available online. Yeah.
It's been on Facebook or YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a Facebook channel. My website, samwilkerson.com. You can find the trailer and information. It'll be up there eventually. I don't know what the other festivals, you know, if their policy restricts that. So we'll see. But I'll definitely be doing everything I can to let as many people know as possible when it's available and how to get it.
Wonderful. Jump in, anybody. Over here.
So I just wanted to say those were two really great films, and Greg and Sarah, I've been very fortunate to know you guys for a while and see this from an idea years ago to this now, which was just absolutely fabulous. And I'm curious for you guys to, there's like a ton of questions, but most of them are nerdy film things, and the rest are all like, what do you think you would have done differently if you could do something differently?
You want to start?
Well, this was our first documentary, period. So that was kind of crazy because both Greg and I come from an Arab background, as you know. So I think it was a huge learning process for us in terms of how we got coverage, in terms of how we made a doc. So I think going into it again, it would be really nice to have this behind us and sort of know exactly what we're looking for. Not that we didn't get that with this one. I think that it was exactly what we wanted, and that was a really exciting thing. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of ways I would have wanted to explore things differently. But mostly, I think that it was an incredible experience.
And I guess I would just add, I was thinking about some of the things that popped up as we went along that made us have to do things differently than we originally intended. And we actually, when we first started planning the project, we wanted to have somebody else join us and be the cinematographer. And that was kind of this fascinating planning experience where we eventually got to a point where we wanted to do a little test shoot, and only the two of us were available for the time. We wanted to do the test shoot, so we just did it, the two of us, and realized that the film we wanted to make was a much more personal story where maybe some of the camera work is a little shaky here and there, but you know one of us is always holding the camera, and that was ultimately really meaningful to us. So sort of, you know, rolling with the punches and learning as you go was really meaningful for us.
Who else over here?
How much footage did you guys have?
You let me get the mic to you.
How much footage did you guys have? Because I feel like you would be going through whatever, like SD cards or P2 cards, like every day.
Yeah, we did. We had a really funny tech process where literally every day we had to spend about 3 hours to move footage from the camera to hard drives, and kept backup hard drives with us along the way. So there were a lot of early mornings or late nights at a fast food restaurant or something to use their power source if we, or a host's house if we had a host that night. But we had about 100 hours of footage that we whittled down. So yeah.
Or somebody over here?
I was just curious, out of all the people that you guys stayed with and met, was there anyone in particular, like one member that changed your thought process or your view of human race, etc.?
I mean, I know I'm not really allowed to say everyone, but I think that everyone we met shared something that really changed the way that I perceived everything. But in particular, if you remember Elma, whose daughter died 3 weeks before we stayed with her, for some reason she and I just really connected, and we talked for hours about things that you don't even share with your closest friends that unfortunately we didn't get on camera, but thankfully we didn't get on camera at the same time. And so my relationship with her is really special to me because we, I don't know, like sometimes when I think about it, I get really worked up, so I'm gonna try not to do that. But the other piece of the Elma puzzle is that when I tried to call her a month later, and then 6 months later, and then a year later, her phone line had been disconnected. I can't find her, and that's really sad to me too, because I sent postcards to her house. I tried calling the place she worked, and she's just sort of disappeared, which is kind of beautiful, but sad.
Ladies and gentlemen, as much as we appreciate how fabulous they are, we have to clear the auditorium for the next show. So if we can take them out into the lobby, let's hear for these wonderful filmmakers. I'm sure they may love to visit with you out in the lobby if there's any other questions. So again, thank you so much for being with us and enjoy the film festival.